This video is brought to you by FLOWER Magazine. See the description of this video to subscribe now and receive 6 copies each year for more beautiful interior design, flowers, and gardens.
Hello, I'm Margot Shaw, Editor-in-Chief of FLOWER Magazine, here to introduce you to our first multi-designer show house in Atlanta. The team that has brought this incredibly beautiful place into being consists of Peter Block, architect, John Howard, landscape architect, and Young and Meath, builders. People have asked how I was able to assemble this top shelf roster of designers, and I have immediately demurred and said it was not me. I asked Charlotte Moss, my dear friend, to be the honorary chair, and Suzanne Kasler, another dear friend, to be the design chair. And once those 2 names were in place, it was like dominoes. Everybody wanted to play. Everybody wanted to be a part of this. And so I can never thank Charlotte or Suzanne enough for their mentorship, their guidance, their support, their help, and Suzanne's exquisite salon. This has been a collaborative effort involving 21 interior design teams and 15 floral design teams. So that's new. And of course, for Flower, we wanted to elevate and highlight the floral design as well as the interior design.
This is a unique house in my recent memory of visiting show houses. And it sort of reminds me of show houses of long ago. I'm Charlotte Moss, and I founded Charlotte Moss Interior Design about 38 years ago. And my role at the Flower Show House is honorary chair, something that I am honored to be doing. There's a voice in each room that has been infused into everything in it by these designers to make them appear as really personal spaces. You can sort of get a sense of the personality, and that's what I love. Decorating is about story. So many things are about story, and show houses are definitely case in point. You know, as a designer, my hope in doing a room, and I'm sure this is the case with so many, is that you want to inspire people. You want them to walk away with ideas. I mean, that's the whole point of all of these, is to, capture ideas and have people walk out with a sense of who might have lived there, but also to walk out with maybe some ideas that they can take home. You know, I think the overall feeling in the house is a layering and a detail that's been employed in all spaces in different ways. So there are cleaner rooms and more modern for those looking for rooms like that. And then there are rooms that are totally saturated, where your eye just bounces around the room. And it's sort of glorious because you just know you're just taking in all sorts of ideas. So really, overall, there's just a richness to these rooms. I think one of the great things about Peter's architecture, this Regency-style house, is that it really provides a clean, restrained backdrop that doesn't dictate, as some architecture does. And this allows you to sort of, go right at the fork or go left at the fork, decorating-wise. I think what the unifying thing in all of these, irrespective of how long you've been in the business, is the quality of the work. That young designers that instinctively know that if they're going to endure in this business, it's going to be about quality. And then people that have been in the business for a longer period of time have grown to know that. And that's what they are always delivering. That's what they expect to deliver for themselves. It's the integrity of their business. And they know what is a crowd pleaser. And show houses is about pleasing the crowd. You know, show houses are kind of like a decorating collage. You bring together people, you bring together personalities, and this house in Atlanta represents all of that. because there are designers that are from Atlanta, but also all over the East Coast and from Texas. There's also another unifying element in this house, and that is flowers. And of course, being sponsored by FLOWER Magazine, that's a critical component here. And I love seeing the different interpretations done through vases of leaves, full-blown arrangements, and some of these what we call Vesuvian explosions of flowers spilling out of urns and whatnot. So there's so many different interpretations. So that just syncs up with the diversity of the design itself. All these different points of view, something for everybody.
I'm Suzanne Kasler from Atlanta, Georgia. I was the design chair along with Charlotte Moss, and I will tell you it is one of the most fabulous show houses I have ever been involved with. Well, one thing when we do a show house, as we all know, designers get a chance to really showcase their work as them being the client. So a lot of show house rooms, I've talked to other designers, they end up being one of their favorite rooms because they are doing things that they might not have talked their clients into doing, and they get to do something for themselves. Of course, that also is a challenge because you want it to be the best. But what I took away or take away from all show houses, and this one in particular, everyone just did the most beautiful job. There's so much detail. There's so much custom work done. It's so inspiring. Every room has different inspiration. For really, it's almost like you, every time I even come back to be here in the show house, something else I'll see that kind of reminds me of something that I might be able to incorporate into my own designs. And I will say that the designers, the FLOWER Magazine team, with, I know, Charlotte and myself involved, I was so excited about the group of designers they put together from a national basis. I think that it really sets this house in a unique place, but I just can't say enough positive things. Every room is so uniquely special and inspiring, and I just feel like so many great ideas came from it.
People have asked me what my favorite space is, what my favorite vignette is, what my favorite room is, and I cannot say. There's so many. Each room is special. Each designer really brought it. I have to say, they honored the beautiful, restrained English Regency style of the house. They honored flower, and they really have done their best work. The house itself is seamless. It flows. It's not like a decorator show house per se, but there are a few moments that stand out just because I've heard a lot of people talking about them, and I have myself talked about them. One in particular is a small space in the men's dressing room that's very Regency, very English, very tailored, somewhat elegant, and then it's topped with a Slim Aaron's portrait of Mick Jagger, his first love, Marianne Faithfull, and Lord Desmond Guinness in white tie. So it's just a little twist, a little wink that keeps the room from being too serious. And I think I mentioned that because I think that's important. And all of these designers, they have honored the house, they've honored the design and the style, but they've also brought their own personality to play. And so I think about the foyer, Michelle Nussbaumer's layer upon layer of extravagant and exuberant color and pattern and texture. You walk into this house and you say, I am in for a treat. So Michelle has done her trademark layering, but also she's got some new wallpapers that she herself has designed, so those are really fun to see. I think one of the concepts that stands out in my mind about this show house is the fact that Peter Block and his love of Regency-style architecture is so evident. His personality, his style, his attention to detail. As you look around this library, if you go and tour it, again on flowermag.com, you'll notice his curves. You'll notice the detailing in the wood and the archways and the steps down, and just every detail, very tailored, very subtle, very elegant. The house has such a, it could be a Philip Schutze house brought back to life today. I must remark on this room where I'm seated, Barry Dixon's library. I watched this come together. I cannot imagine, there's no way to describe to you all the level of detail and thought, consideration, the academic references, the art history, the ingenuity of the elements that Barry Dixon brought together into this room. And you can read all about this, Bunny Williams' flower room and mud room, and about Suzanne Kasler's salon, and Alexa Hampton's dining room with her hand-painted Gracie tiger wallpaper. In the January-February issue of Flower Magazine, there's so much more. Also, be sure and look for video tours of the rooms and interviews with each designer on flowermag.com. You will feel like you are here. This incredible project would not have been possible without our stellar sponsors.